So the second I saw this performance and heard this song, I knew that it had to become an act for me. I mean, this is me we're talking about. How could I pass this up? Marc put out this amazing song all about the brand new COVID vaccines, and it just had to become an act. In this video, you're going to watch me go through the entire process, from the costuming, to the rehearsals, to the show day, to the actual performance. Come on with me while I create Vaccinated Attitude, the Burlesque act. Way back in December 2020, I was lucky enough to be one of the first people that got to be vaccinated because I'm a healthcare worker. And I vlogged that whole process right here on my channel. You can see it in 2 episodes. Shortly after the vaccine rolled out to the more mainstream public, Vaccinated Attitude became a song. And it wasn't my first introduction to Marc, the Loop Daddy. This performance of Girls Club was actually the first time I had ever seen anything by Marc. And it was so weird, I just had to follow him. And soon after that, the TikTok algorithm helped me find him as well. And I followed him there. And pretty soon, Vaccinated Attitude was a thing. And then it was a thing in my brain. Because the way that I come up with my acts is in the car. I don't know why. There's something about driving that gets my creative juices going. So once I had an idea of what I wanted to do and a performance date in mind, I started constructing the costume. For me, the act always comes before the costuming because it's kind of all tied together. You have to create kind of the concept, you have to let it bloom a little bit, you have to figure out where your landmarks are in the song as to where items need to come off, and then you figure out what those items should be. And for me, my concept was to pay tribute to the people that were really bringing this vaccine to the market and getting us through the pandemic. So it was the scientists, the healthcare workers, the people right out there on the front lines who were desperately working so hard to bring us some semblance of normal life again. So I knew that I had to pay tribute to them in this act. So I decided to put all the names of the major vaccines used in North America on every part of my costume. I put AstraZeneca on the bra, I put Pfizer on the back of the lab coat, I put Moderna on the leg of the scrub pants, and I put Johnson & Johnson on the underwear. And in an extra little nod of nerdiness, they reveal in the order that they were approved for use, because I had to be that way. I was really lucky that I was able to trace the logos after I printed them out onto the various articles of clothing, all except for the bra. Luckily, the lab coat was very transparent, so it was very easy to trace it onto, as you can see here. It took a few days to get it all stoned up. It was a lot of rhinestones, but I think it turned out really great. And for my badge, Dr. Kizzy, PhD, as she's known on Twitter, or Dr. Corbett professionally, her team helped develop technology that was used in Moderna's vaccine. With the Moderna logo, I did have to use my husband's light box to put some light behind the scrub pants because they were a little bit too opaque for me to just read the logo through for the tracing. I've gotten to know these pharma logos really, really well over the last few weeks. And there's the finished Moderna logo. Johnson & Johnson, similar process. I was kind of impressed with how well this one turned out. Unfortunately, it doesn't end up reading from stage very well. I might end up having to redo them and make the logo bigger, but we'll see. And here is some rehearsal footage as I pulled the costume together. Even before all the rhinestones and finishing touches were put on the costume, I started rehearsing with the pieces because I was kind of on crunch time to get it all finished in time for the performance. The performance that was happening was at a private get-together for my local burlesque friends and I to meet up at a cute venue in Stockholm, Wisconsin, and party it up for an overnight camping trip. We were going to have this performance at night, bonfires, croquet, yard games, squirt gun fights, vending, all sorts of fun stuff. Good food, good times, and a way to reconnect with each other after being apart during the pandemic. The venue was adorable. We got to perform on this amazing barn stage, and here I am walking the space when we arrived. I wanted to plot out kind of where I would go and what I would do during the act because I had never performed in this space before and kind of had no idea. And was feeling pretty good, had some fun during the day, ate some good food, and pretty soon it was time to get ready to perform. I wanted to record a little moment of reflection before I go on. This is my return to the stage after being away since I think March of 2020. This is the first time out with this act, so that's exciting too. This is the first time I've ever performed out of state, so that's exciting. And yeah, it's a lot of firsts, and it's my first vaccine advocacy act. So I'm really excited. I'm going to hopefully be able to be really present and really into it, and I'm really excited. So wish me luck. One quick backstage selfie later, and it was showtime.
Holliedazzle! Got that vaccine up inside my life. Got that vaccine and I'm feeling just right. Got that vaccine, I'm gonna suck you clear. I got the vaccine, got that motherfucking vaccine, I got the vaccine. I got that motherfucking. Come on, baby, got the vaccine. I said I got the vaccine. It's a new lease on life, baby. Skipping down the damn street, no thing. I'm taking a little spit in the mouth, spit in the dick, spit in my ass, spit on your tits. We moving it around, getting down in this motherfucking baby. Got a vaccinated attitude, and I'm gonna rock and roll. I put the dick in the hole. Rock and roll, I put the dick in the hole. When I got the vaccine. Hey, yo, you motherfucking clean. I'm clean. I'm motherfucking clean with my vaccine. Yo, how you doing, baby? You got it? I got my damn vaccine an hour ago. I got the second dose. You gotta wait. You have to wait 14 days though, so it's gonna be. I mean, I know it's kind of cool. You just saw me on the street, and I just got my vaccine, and you're vaccinated, but we gotta wait. There's a gestation period. So so we can't just fuck on the street? vaccinated, all 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 vaccinated. Holliedazzle, everybody!
I earned my first pharma shillbucks that night. These were the pasties I ended up using for the act. They were from a previous act, and I'll get around to making something more special. But right now I want to say thank you to Marc for making such an amazing track. I want to thank Kizzy PhD for keeping me filled with hope even when it felt like there wasn't any. I want to thank Musette for putting together the amazing performance opportunity and making these adorable posters. She's such an amazingly talented person. I wanted to thank all my fellow performers from that weekend, and I want to thank everybody watching this. Please get vaccinated and protect yourselves. I love you. Take care.